In this video I'm going to speak in some more detail about the operation of the Viper TTL on camera to control up to 3 off-camera flash groups. As you can see on the display, there are 3 different sections. At the moment, all 3 groups are in manual mode set to 1/128 power. If I press the Group A button, I can switch Group A off. Press it again, it switches to TTL mode, and press it once more, it goes back to manual mode. What I am doing at this stage is changing the operating mode for all flash guns in Group A off camera, changing the mode for all flash guns in Group B off camera, and finally changing the operating mode for all flash groups in Group C off camera. When we're in manual mode, I can set the power output level for the flashes in a particular group. Press the set button, select the group I want to change, and then use the rotary dial to vary the power output level to the value that I want. I can press set again when it's at the level that I want. So here I've set Group A in manual mode to 1/32 power. I can set each group to any individual power level that I wish. In TTL mode, I can perform a similar operation, but in this case I'm changing the flash exposure compensation. So I'll put all 3 groups into TTL mode, press select button, pick Group A, and I can vary the flash exposure compensation from +3 down to -3 on a group by group basis. You'll notice that when I set flash exposure compensation back to 0, the flash exposure compensation icon will disappear. I can mix modes between groups. For instance, I can have Group A in TTL mode, I can have Group B switched off, and I could have Group C in manual mode. So all possible combinations you can set up there across the 3 groups between manual, TTL and off. I'll put them all back into manual mode for the moment. If I press and hold the set button, you'll see that all 3 values are flashing. And at this stage, if I use the adjust dial, I can vary the value for all 3 groups at the same time. I can do that for power output level in manual mode, and I can do it for flash exposure compensation in TTL mode. If I press and hold the B group button, you'll see the high-speed sync icon switch on the top right corner of the LCD. So now I've enabled high-speed sync mode on all my off-camera flashes across all 3 groups. If I press and hold button B again, you will see the rear curtain sync icon switch on. And again, similar situation, I've enabled rear curtain sync on all my off-camera flash guns in all 3 groups. And finally, if I press and hold button B again, then I cycle back around to normal sync operation. If I press and hold button A, you'll see all of the groups switch to MT. This stands for multi-mode, sometimes referred to as stroboscopic flash. And in this setting, there are 3 things I can vary. I can vary the flash output power level, which you can see on the right side of the display at the moment is set to 1/128. I can vary the value for T on the left side, which is the number of times that the flash will fire. And I can vary HZ or hertz in the middle of the display there. That is the rate at which the flash will fire, the number of times the flash will fire in 1 second. At the moment you can see that the parameters are set to 1/128 power, T is set to 10 and the hertz are set to 10. Let's say that I change the hertz value to 5. So now what I'm saying is that I am going to shoot 10 flashes at a rate of 5 flashes per second. So that will take 2 seconds to execute. I'll show another example. Let's say I set T to 5 and I set hertz to 1. So now I'm saying I'm going to fire the flash 5 times at a rate of 1 flash per second. So that will take 5 seconds to run through. You can see some more examples of this in the user manual. Also, bear in mind that when you're in multi-mode, the maximum power level you can select is 1/4. You may also find that depending on the values of T and hertz which you select, there may be a limit to the power level that you can choose. This is to prevent the flash head overheating and potentially being damaged. In order to go back from multi-mode into TTL or manual operation, press and hold button A again, and we're back into all groups in manual mode again. So I'll just recap briefly. We have the Viper TTL sitting on the camera hot shoe. We can use it to control up to 3 off-camera flash groups A, B and C. We can switch them into manual mode and change their power. We can switch them into TTL mode and change their flash exposure compensation. We can enable high-speed sync, enable rear curtain sync, and we can switch in multi-mode operation as well. So that's it for the Viper TTL. For more information about how to get the best out of your hähnel MODUS 600 RT and your Viper TTL, check out some of the other videos in this series.